cock. I'm rubbing peanut butter on my cock. I'm rubbing peanut butter on my cock.
You'll probably see me find the correct pipes without ever following them from the beginning. I'll be showing how I do and explain the thought process for all 4 pipes. If you don't know the map, this video won't make much sense, so I suggest knowing the map before you learn the skips. I started noticing some patterns around my 10th rebirth, and that's when I found out how pipes really work. The splits refer to the points where the pipes split in multiple directions. If you don't know what I mean, let's take C-pipe for example. The pipe always goes through the garage door and splits off in multiple directions right here. This is what I'd usually call the first split. The second split would be where the pipe continues in the direction it split from. As always, I'm going to leave timestamps so you can skip around to sections you want to see. There's a total of 9 A pipes, 7 B pipes, 10 C pipes, and 8 D pipes. The skips will be confusing to learn, but it's going to save a lot of time if you're actually trying to get good times. I marked the pipes on these maps and named them by what my group calls them. We have a lot of dumb inside jokes, so that's where they come from. These are easy for us to remember, but if you have your own names for each pipe, then use those instead. The first split for A pipe is right in front of where it starts. It's either going to go in the direction of B pipe or through the gate. You can actually follow it through the gate before getting the objective, and you'll get it about 50% of the time. But if you're following it and you notice it either breaks or it goes into a floor, you can just run into the direction of the co-op jump. If A splits in the direction of B, the second split will always be right here at this door. Don't go into the room, you should be following the pipe out of the room. These are the general skips for A, and they're very easy to learn. But if you want to take it a step further, let's do some of the advanced skips. Secret room A pipe just sucks in general, and it's one of the worst A pipe generations you can get. This is the only pipe generation I know that doesn't have a fast skip. Dark A pipe is pretty simple. If the A6 and God A pipe intersect, check to see if dark A pipe generates with this L shape. If it does, then it's this one. God A is the easiest to remember. If dark A pipe breaks right here, turn around and turn the pipe at the bottom of the stairs. For yes U, look at the A6 pipe. If it creates this sideways U shape, then it's going to be the pipe underneath the stairs. You're looking at the A6 pipe again. If it makes this curvy L shape, then run towards the co-op jump. Look for the pipe coming out of this door. If it's going down and to the left, it's the pipe by the co-op jump. If you do the same thing but it goes right instead, it's going to be the pipe in the back room. If you use the same method to find the dark A pipe but notice there's a crack in the pipe between these cubby holes, it's going to be the middle A pipe. I mentioned earlier that the A6 pipe can break inside the cubbyhole. If it doesn't but it instead connects to the middle A pipe, then you follow the pipe as if it were split in the direction of the gate. For this specific generation, you'll end up in the Night Hunter room. If you want to know why we call it Night Hunter room, we call it that because of this. For the very last A pipe, you can see if dark A and middle A are connected with no breaks. If they are, then it's going to be inside of the light room. The first split for B is right here. It's either going to go down into the floor or above and across the root canal. If it goes above and across the root canal, then you want to look at this part of the floor, specifically this intersection. Then look into the room with the Screamer B pipe. If it goes to the left, then you'll have to follow it all the way, and it's going to be one of the 2 pipes at the start of the root canal. If it goes right, then it's going to loop around the light room and you could start following it from this point instead. If B splits and goes into the floor, then instead of following it, run across the root canal into this room as if you'd be following the other split. The only difference is this time you're going to start following the pipe from this door next to the grinder. Let's figure out how to do B pipe, starting with early left. You want to look at how these pipes generate. If it makes a U shape and a mirrored L, there can only be 3 options. It's either early left, late left, or secret B. Check to see if the pipe above the first barricade is connected, then do the same thing for the one above the infant bed. If it is broken, then it's going to be the early left B pipe. Since there's a lot of things to check, we usually have the boat pusher turn B pipe. If it's the late left B pipe, then it would generate this specific way. You'll also notice that the early left pipe isn't connected to anything and just breaks off. Look in the same place again. If late left goes into the floor, you can eliminate it, as well as the early left one if it doesn't generate the same way it did last time. That leaves the secret room, which I'll speed up for you. For the grinder pipe, we look in the same area but for a different generation. If this pipe generates with a break and creates a U-shape that goes between the locker and the enemy spawn, it's always going to be the grinder pipe, which we usually call yes you by how it looks. And if we feel like being stupid, we say no you. When you get this generation where an intersection is formed, you want to immediately look for a break in the pipe above the first barricade. If you do get it, then you got the God B pipe. You can also see if you got God B by looking through the glass above the co-op jump. You're looking to see if this part of the pipe is connected. Look at the intersection again. If the pipe above the first barricade doesn't break, check this part of the pipe above the second barricade. If that also doesn't have a break, then you got the Screamer B pipe. That's why it's called the Screamer Room. The previous B pipe should be very similar to the last one I just showed. The only difference is there's going to be a break in the pipe above the second barrier right here. By now you should see why it makes the most sense for the boat pusher to be doing B pipe. For C pipe, you want to start by waiting at the co-op jump by the gooseberry office. This is definitely the worst one because of how lengthy it is, so you never want to be pushing the boat upstairs and doing C pipe if you're in a group. I said that C always starts by going underneath the garage door and the first split is on this wall. When you see it split towards the left, there can only be one possible generation, which is God C. This is the easiest one to remember. If it splits upwards and into the room, open the door and look towards the back. If it goes to the left, then there's only 3 possible places for it to be. It's always going to come out from this room, then just follow it to wherever it leads to. It can also generate the same way, but instead of going towards the farthest back room, it can also go into the room with the D pipe in it. Make sure you pay attention because there can be a break in the pipe right here. If there is, then turn around and start turning the fireplace pipe. That's all the generations when the second split goes left. There's still 3 more pipes to go over for the first split. You'll notice that the second split can also go right. If it does, then run towards the pipe between the hallway and black window and look at this part of the floor. You'll know immediately if it's the black window pipe you're supposed to turn. If you follow the right split and notice the pipe goes across the room to the left, it's going to be the bathroom pipe. Assuming you followed the right split again, if it doesn't go towards the black window or towards the bathroom, then it's going to be the hallway pipe. The last 3 C pipes follow the first split moving in the right direction. Follow it and the second split will be right here by the hallway pipe. If it goes into the floor, then run towards the bathroom and jump into the window to the left. Look at the pipe on the wall, and if it makes this L shape, then it's going to be the pipe in this room. If you follow the same pipe and notice it goes straight instead and doesn't make the L shape, it's going to be the far C pipe. The previous one is the very far C pipe. The last C pipe has the second split go up to the ceiling instead of down into the floor. When this happens, the only possible C pipe is the dark room where the first split goes into. Another thing you can do is look outside the fireplace room when the first split goes right. If you see this cross formation, then it's the dark room C. It's just another way to do it, and it's up to you on which method you want to use. Your starting point for a D pipe should be at the top of the stairs above the God A pipe. There's 6 D pipes close to this door, so it makes the most sense to start here. Look immediately through the door to the right of your starting point. If this pipe creates an L shape coming from the outside of the room, turn it. If you look through and see a cross formation, then it's always going to be the bathroom pipe. Look into the right room again. If it breaks or you don't see a cross, look behind you for this L shape coming from the dark room. It's a 50% chance that it's a God D. If you get that pipe generation but it's not God D, the only possible pipe you can get is the one in the hallway. Check the 2 areas you usually would. The third step, if it's not any of the previous ones, is to look through the window for a break in the pipe. If there isn't one, turn it. Here's a side-by-side where it's broken and it's not, just so you know what you're looking for. If you didn't get any of the 5 pipes I just showed, run towards the room to the right of the hallway pipe. You also want to check how it generates. If it creates this U shape and goes into the ground, the only possible pipe it can be is this one in the dark room. The last 2 pipes suck because of how far away they are. If you repeat these steps until the middle room and notice a cross formation right here, then you got the farthest D pipe. For the final D pipe, you'll be looking through the middle room again after repeating the previous steps. Look at the hallway pipe again. If it creates this sideways U shape, that means it's connected to the pipe in the middle room. And since there's no cross, we know exactly where it's going to be. There's 34 pipe generations and you probably won't remember all of them right away. Practice them and it's going to make pipes really enjoyable. This is my favorite trial and I hope more people are going to start to like it. Let me know what else you want to see.
A whole bunch of turbulence.